Hey everyone, Kevin Ross here with Matt Floyd, and welcome to our final episode this series on Plan Life Right. If you've been with us through Bob's story and Susan's nightmare, you know we don't sugarcoat things here, do we?
Yeah, we don't need to.
We tell you what's really happening out there, what's going on in the trenches with real people, real money, and real consequence. Today's episode's different. Today we're talking about Maria. Maria's story is unfolding right now, as in this month here, February 2026.
How do you solve a problem like Maria?
Maria is 66 years old. She claimed Social Security last year at 65. She got her first check here just the other day, February 2025. She enrolled in Medicare when she turned 65. Been retired for 14 months now. On January 3rd, 2026, she checked her bank account and saw her Social Security deposit. She expected $1,847. That's what she got every month in 2025, but the deposit was $1,831, $16 less. Maria thought it was a mistake. She called Social Security. She waited on hold for 47 minutes and finally got someone on the line. They explained, ma'am, you got a 2.5% cost of living increase, but your Medicare Part B premium went up 9.7%. So yes, your net payment is actually lower than it was last year. Maria said, wait, I got a raise, but I'm getting paid less. Social Security rep said, yes, ma'am, that's correct.
How we do things around here.
That's what we do. Welcome to go. Maria is living through what millions of retirees are experiencing right now in 2026. The year where everything changed all at once. And here's the kicker. Maria has no idea what's coming next. Stick with us because today we're going to break down the 5 massive changes hitting retirees in 2026. We're going to show you exactly what happened to Maria. And then this is the important part. We're giving you a 90-day action plan to protect yourself. So whether you're already retired like Maria, or you're 60, 64 and retirement is on the horizon, the next 90 days will determine whether you thrive or struggle in 20 years. So let's go. All right, Matt, let me give you Maria's snapshot because she represents millions of people right now.
So let's paint the picture. Who is Maria?
All right, so Maria's 66. She's worked as an office manager for a mid-sized manufacturing company for 28 years. She's got started at Social Security at currently it's $1,831 a month. That's net after Medicare deduction. She's a small pension from her employer, which is $680 a month. She's got a 401k balance of $285,000. So her savings account is $12,000. She's got her condo paid off that's worth $210,000. Monthly expenses are roughly $3,200. So Maria's bringing in $2,511 a month from Social Security pension. She needs $3,200 to live, though. That means she's pulling $689 from that 401k to cover that gap. That's about $8,300 a year.
Yeah, so she's got a shortfall, but it's manageable. You know, having that 401k or her 401k can cover that gap for a long time at that rate.
That's exactly what Maria thought, Matt. In fact, when she retired in November of 24, her advisor told her, Maria, you're in good shape. You got nearly $300 in your 401k. Yep. You're collecting Social Security and your pension. Your condo's paid off. As long as you're careful, you should be fine until you're 85, 90. Maria believed him.
Yeah, I bet she did.
She trusted the plan. But here's what the advisor didn't account for. 26 wasn't a normal year. 2026 is a convergence year where multiple forces hit retirees at the same time. And the cumulative effect is really devastating. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's talk about the Medicare premium explosion. So we've talked about this in other episodes, but But I want to get specific with Maria's numbers, okay? In 2025, Maria's Medicare Part B premium was $174.70 a month. That came straight out of her Social Security check. In 2026, that premium jumped to $191.60. That's a 9.7% increase.
Yep.
Maria's Medicare hit call it $17 a month, $202.80 per year. Now, Maria also has a Medigap plan. That's supplemental insurance. Covers the Medicare. Okay? It covers what Medicare doesn't. 2025, she was paying $156 a month for a Plan G Medigap policy. In January 26, her Medigap company sent her a renewal notice of $178. So it's a $22 a month increase. They never send a decrease.
I know. I'm
Never
waiting
got
for the
one.
first one. Yeah. Be a collective scream across the country.
Maria's Medigap hit $22 a month or $264 a year.
Yeah. So just on healthcare premiums, Maria's getting hit with almost $500 a year in increases.
Almost $467 to be exact, Matt.
Yep.
But wait, there's more. The Social Security announced 2.5% cost of living adjustment for 2026, which sounds good, right?
Yeah, everybody's getting a raise.
Maria's gross Social Security benefit in 2025 was $2,006 a month. With a 2.5% increase, that goes up to $2,056. So Maria's COLA increase was $50 more a month. This sounds great.
Yeah.
But remember, her Part B premium went up $16.90. So Maria's actual net increase, real increase after Medicare, 50 minus $16.90 is $33.10. Okay. Therefore, we factor in the Medigap increase, which does not come out of Social Security. Maria pays for that separately. Okay. So Maria's real purchasing power increase is actually $33.10 minus the $22. So it's really $11 a month. Is that like 50 cents a day? Maria got a raise of $50, but after healthcare costs, she's only seeing $11 more a month. That's just $133 a year.
So Maria's COLA basically evaporated. You got a 2.5-cent raise or a 2.5% raise. But that turned into a 0.5%
yeah, like
real
half
increase.
of a percent. Yeah. Exactly. And Maria's not alone, right? This is happening to about 40 million Social Security recipients right now. And they're all looking at their January deposits thinking, where did my raise go?
Yeah, their boss gave them a raise, but then they're like, by the way, I'm keeping most of it.
Exactly. Yeah. But it gets worse for Maria because there are 3 more bombshells that are coming. Okay. Maria owns her condo outright. There's no mortgage, which that's great.
Right.
But in January, she got 2 letters in the mail. Letter 1, property tax assessment. Her county reassessed her home values in her condo, which was bought for $165,000 in 2008, is now assessed at $210,000. Her property tax bill went from $1,680 a year to $2,184 a year. So property increased, tax increase was $504 a year or $42 a month.
That $11 is going to help.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right. Now she's in the hole. Letter 2, homeowners insurance renewal.
Yep.
And we know about that.
Been there.
Florida. Her HOA master policy went up and her personal condo insurance jumped from $780 a year to $1,140 a year. Insurance increase $360 a year or $30 a month. So Maria's housing costs, which she thought were locked in because she owned the place, went up $72 a month.
Yeah, the place owns you.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin, this is brutal. Maria's getting nickeled and dimed and dollared in some cases from every direction.
Being fleeced. And we're not even done yet.
Oh, God, there's more.
Yeah, this is a double whammy here. All right. Now, I know the government says inflation is under control. Officially, it's around 3%, but Maria lives in real world, not government world. In the real world, her grocery bill is telling her a different story. In 2025, Maria was spending about $380 on groceries, basic stuff. She's not buying lobster tails. It's chicken, vegetables, bread,
Yeah, the
coffee, cleaning
staples,
supplies.
basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in January 2026, Maria went to the same store, same items. Her bill was $445 a month. She literally kept the receipts to compare.
Mm.
Grocery increase was $65 more a month. The gas in her area went from $3.10 a gallon, average of 25, to $3.85 a gallon in 2026. Obviously, I live in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Maria drives about 800 miles a month to doctor's appointments, church, visiting her daughter, running her errands, and she gets 30 miles a gallon. So gas cost call it $800 a mile, $28 miles a gallon. It's 310. It's 80, call it $89 a month. Gas goes up $800, 800 miles, 28 miles a gallon, 385 where she's at. It's $109. So we're talking about $21 increase.
Right.
So those together, Maria's real world inflation is costing her about $86 more a month than it did last year.
All right, Kevin. So I need you to add this up for me because I'm starting to lose track. What's Maria's total monthly increase?
Yeah, this is let me put it on a board for you, Matt.
Okay.
Maria's 2026 cost of living breakdown. Maria's monthly cost increase. Medicare Part B, $16.90 more. Medigap supplement, $22 more. Property tax, $42 more a month. Homeownership, $30 more a month. Groceries, $65 a month. Gas, $21 a month. Her total monthly increase was $197. Her total annual increase, $2,365. That's her expenses. Living frugally. But Maria only got $11.10 per month for Social Security COLA after healthcare costs. Maria's real monthly shortfall, you ready? $186. Maria now needs to pull an extra $186 a month from her 401k on top of the $689 that she was already taking out. Her new monthly 401k withdrawals, $875 a month, and her new annual withdrawal, $10,500.
So Maria went from pulling $8,300 a year from that 401k to pulling $10,500 a year,
Yep.
and she's only been retired for 14 months.
Right, and here's what's terrifying, Matt. If Maria stays on this trajectory right now, her $285,000 is going to last about maybe 20. Assuming average market returns and no market cost or no more cost increases, which we know that's not.
Right.
But that puts her at 84, 86 years old. And Maria's mom lived to 93, so longevity's on her side. Her grandmother lived to 96. So she's got a good
She's got a lot more runway left.
Exactly. But what happens when Maria's 87 and her 401k is empty? She's going to be living on $2,500 Social Security and pension, trying to cover $3,400 a month in expenses in today's numbers, right? But you know that costs aren't going to stop rising. So at 87, Maria is going to be choosing between medications and groceries.
Yeah.
And this happens all the time. So between heating and eating, between staying in her condo or moving in with her daughter, that's really Maria's current path.
Kevin, this is, and I don't even know what to say. Maria did everything right. She worked for 28 years. She saved. She claimed Social Security. She's not living lavishly, and she's still on a path to run out of money.
That's exactly right, Matt. And here's the thing. Maria doesn't have to live this story because Maria came to see us a few weeks ago. She walked into my office with her bank statement, Social Security letter, her insurance renewals, everything. And she said, Kevin, I'm watching my money disappear faster than I planned. What do I do? I told her the truth, Maria, you got really two options here. But we got to move fast because the longer you wait, the fewer options you've got. So when we come back here, want to show you exactly what I told Maria. We're going to walk through her 90-day action plan, 5 specific moves she's making right now, turn this ship around. And here's what's important. These aren't moves that only work for Maria. These are strategies that work for just about anyone in their 60s or early 70s who's watching their retirement plan crack under this 2020. We're going to talk about rebalancing income sources, create inflation buffers, using annuity strategically, optimizing Social Security if you haven't claimed it yet, and building a distribution plan that actually protects you. Matt and I are going to give you some of these step-by-step playbooks, the same ones that we use with real clients each and every. So don't go anywhere. This is Plan Life Right, and your 90-day action plan is coming right up. All right, we're back. Maria's sitting in my office. I can see the stress in her face. She's got her calculator out, her bank statement spread across my desk, and she's looking at me. Tells me, "Here's a way out of this." And here's what I told her, Matt, Maria, some good news here. You've caught this pretty early. You're 66, not 76. You still got $285,000 in your 401k. You've got options. We need to move fast, and we need to be strategic here.
Okay, so what's the game plan? What did you tell her to do?
So, Maria, we're going to implement what I call the 90-day reset plan, rescue plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 specific moves done in sequence over the next 3 months. And by April 1st, May 1st, Maria's going to have completely different financial pictures. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through. Because if you're listening right now and you're anywhere near Maria's situation, or you're an advisor and you've got clients that are like Maria, you can use this exact same framework. We're going to stop bleeding the 401k. Here's the problem. Marie's pulling $875 a month from her 401k, and every dollar she takes out is in a down market is a dollar that can't recover with market rebounds. This is sequence of return risk in action, okay?
That break-even burden.
Yeah. So here's the solution. We're going to create a 24-month income bridge using a fixed annuity. And here's how it works. Maria takes $42,000 from her 401k. That's about 15% of her balance, and she puts it in a 2-year period certain annuity that pays her $1,750 a month for 24 months. This is why it works. It gives Maria $1,700 a month in guaranteed income for 2 years.
That guarantee is important.
More than the $875 she was pulling from the 401k. So it actually covers her shortfall and gives her some breathing room. Her remaining $243,000 in the 401k can stay invested without being forced to sell in down markets. Okay, we did some other stuff for some safety in her particular situation. After 2 years, we'll reassess and adjust the strategy based on her situation.
It's not a set it and forget it at all.
Right.
But what you're telling me is Maria's using just a piece of her 401k to buy guaranteed income that actually covers more than she was withdrawing.
Yep.
I mean, that seems like it's almost too simple, like too good to be true.
It is simple, Matt. And here's the beauty of it. Maria was treating her 401k like a checking account.
Yeah.
That's a big mistake.
Huge
I see it all the time. Pulling money whenever she needed it, regardless of the market condition. Now she's got a dedicated income stream that doesn't care what the stock market
is. And it's guaranteed.
Here's the bonus. In 2 years, the annuity period ends. Maria's going to be 68. Her Social Security will have had more years of COLA increases. Mm-hmm. Her pension stays the same. And we can reevaluate whether she needs to do some type of income bridge again or use the others for a lifetime annuity with some of our protection riders like long-term care.
Okay, that makes sense. So what would you say is move number 2?
So we build inflation buffers, okay? And so here's a problem. Maria's costs are going up faster than her income. Groceries, gas, insurance, these aren't one-time hits. These are going to keep climbing. So Maria needs a way to absorb these increases without constantly dipping into her 401k. Okay, so here's the solution. we're setting up what I call an inflation buffer account using short-term income annuities with an increasing payment option. Okay, we do those all the time.
Yep.
Maria takes another $30,000 from her 401k and she buys a 10-year income annuity that starts at $290 a month and increases 3% every year, or it's tied to CPI.
Right. I like the one that increases for the rest of your life.
Yeah, those are better.
Yeah.
Here's what Maria's buffers look. Year one, $290 a month. Year two, $299 a month. Year three, $308 a month. Year five, $327 a month. All the way to year 10, we're at $379 a month. So this money actually specifically earmarked for cost increases. We're just building an inflation buffer.
Yeah.
But when grocery goes up, Maria doesn't have to panic. She's got a buffer. When insurance renews higher, it's covered.
So Maria is essentially buying herself inflation protection for the very next decade.
That's exactly right. But here's what's critical. This is $30,000 of Maria's money that would have been withdrawn from her 401k over the next 10 years anyway, covering rising costs. Instead of pulling it out reactively, we're structuring it proactively so it grows with inflation and gives her some predictability.
And it's guaranteed. We keep coming back to that G word.
Yep. So over the 10 years, the annuity pays Maria about $37,200 total. She puts in 30. That's a 24% return over 10 years, plus peace of mind. So trying to get that from a savings account.
Right. Yeah, and there's no guarantee that your 401k will even have that money in there when you go to try to draw it out.
That's right. And this is locked in. If you're in a savings account, Fed's lowering rates, your rate right now is not going to be what it is 3 months from now. We're seeing that happen already.
So what's move number 3?
Okay. So the Medicare Part D, this is a standard problem. Maria's on just a basic Medicare Part D prescription drug plan that cost her $48 a month, but taking 3 maintenance medications and her copays are eating her alive. So that ends up being about $180 out of pocket. So we switched Maria to a different Part D plan during the annual enrollment period that just passed. Her new plan costs $72 a month, $24 more in premium, but her copays dropped to $45 a month. Okay, so her old plan, $48 premium plus $180 copays, $228 a month. New plan, $72 premium, $45 copay, $117 a month. They were like $110. Yeah, $111 to be exact, $1,332 a year. Did my math right?
Yeah. But wait, why didn't Maria's Medicare advisor tell her this when she enrolled?
It's a great question, Matt, because most Medicare agents get paid the same commission regardless of what they sell you. So they do whatever's the easiest and most popular in your area. Yep. They don't actually analyze your specific drug list and doctor network. But we did that for Maria. Took 30 minutes, saved her over $1,300 a year, every year for the rest of her life on Medicare.
Yeah, that's huge. So what would you say is move number 4?
All right, so these are restructuring that 401k, the distribution days. So Maria's 401k is invested in a target date fund. Why is it still there? I don't know. Designed for accumulation, not distribution. See this all the time. It's 60% stocks, 40% bonds every day, man. No, nothing. When stocks drop, Maria's forced to sell stocks to generate income. When bonds drop, like in 2022, she's got nowhere to hide. Here's the solution. We're restructuring Maria's remaining $243,000 after her annuity purchase into a 3-bucket distribution. So we've got immediate stability in bucket 1, 2 years of expenses we talked about. We've got $21,000 in a higher savings account, which we know is going to go away. Actually, we've got that in tax deferred savings account.
Yep.
Talk about that on another show. And it's actually paying a little bit more. But that covers the emergency withdrawals for the next 2 years without touching investments. Now we got bucket number 2. That's your near-term growth. We've got $110,000. This is years 3 through 7. In a balanced portfolio, with some dividend, but again, I kind of like putting it into an annuity because that's again guaranteed.
Guaranteed, yeah.
But again, it's all about when they do our analysis where they fall in as far as risk goes. Okay?
What's right for Maria might not be right for Sharon
100%.
every single time.
So we targeted on this particular case 5 to 6% annual return with quarterly distribution. That bucket will refill bucket one as needed. And then we've got 112,000 in growth focused investments. So there's still money in there that's working. But not all the money. So the bucket stays untouched unless bucket two runs. Okay.
Right.
By the time Maria needs this age 74, it's going to have 8 years to do its compounding. Okay. So instead of pulling from one big pot randomly, Maria's getting a systematic distribution plan. Exactly right. What, did I just give that away? I don't remember. I got all hyped up. So
how does it actually work?
So market drops. Maria's not forced to sell stocks at a loss. She's living off a bucket, which is stable. Then there's buckets 2 and 3 that can recover without being touched. Okay.
Right.
All right, so when the market's strong, the bucket 3 grows, refills bucket 2, which refills bucket 1. It's a cascading system that protects against sequence.
All right, so move number 5, the final move here.
All right, so Maria's mom lived in 93, and that's really where we're doing some things that maybe a little bit more at risk, but we've got to account for longevity.
Yep.
If Maria lives that long, she'll be in retirement for 27 years. No 401k balance, no matter how well we're making, can guarantee income for 3 decades while also keeping up with it. Just can't work.
Yeah.
All right. So the solution at age 70, 4 years from now, you're going to take out $60,000 from whatever's left in her 401k and purchase a deferred income annuity that starts paying at age 80.
Yep.
Okay. Well, here's what that looks like. Maria pays $60,000 at age 70. Starting at age 80, she's going to receive $950 a month for life.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. She lives to 93 like her mom. That's 13 years of payments, $148,000 over that time. So why age 80?
Yeah.
Right. Because that's when Maria's 401k is likely to be pretty much depleted.
Right.
For Social Security, pension will still be there, but they won't be enough. The annuity becomes her longevity insurance, that paycheck that shows up when everything else is running out.
Yeah. So Kevin, let me make sure I'm tracking this. Maria is creating multiple layers of protection. Years 1 and 2, we got a fixed annuity that's covering her shortfall. Years 1 through 10, we got that inflation buffer that's absorbing all those cost increases. Years 1 through 27, that's restructured 401k is providing systematic withdrawals. In years 14 through 27, we got a longevity annuity that guarantees she never runs out. Did I get that right?
Got it, Matt.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
and here's Maria's new monthly income picture starting here in early 2026. Maria's restructured income, age 66. Social Security's $1,800. Pension $680. 24-month income bridge $1,750. Inflation buffer $290. Total $4,551 a month. Maria needed $3,200. Now she's got $4,550. She got $1,351 a month in cushion. What Maria does with that cushion, builds her emergency fund back up.
Reinvest it.
Yep. Handles the cost increases we know that are coming. She's going to sleep better at night. She doesn't have to be checking that 401k depleting balance.
She's going to help her live
being
longer.
Panic. Yeah, exactly. All right, Matt. So let's, I know some people are thinking, Kevin, Maria just spent $72,000 from her 401k on annuities, and she didn't just make her balance smaller. Yes, her 401k did go down 285 to 213,000, but here's what matters. Old plan, Maria's original path, the 401k, 285,000 to withdrawal rate at $10,500 a year and increasing. It's projected to last 18 to 20 years. Then it's gone to 86 gone.
Yep.
The stress level through the roof, obviously.
Yep.
The new plan, call it the 90-day reset, 90-day rescue. I like that better.
I think rescue is better.
90-day rescue. 401k, 213,000. Withdrawal rate, $0 for the next 2 years, then systematic only. Guaranteed income added $2,040 a month for 2 years. Then it's $290 for 10 years, $950 a month for life starting at age 80.
And it's guaranteed. That's my favorite part of it.
Yeah. Now, projected to last Maria's lifetime with a guaranteed income at age 80 plus. So stress level, much more manageable.
Yeah. So Maria traded a larger account balance for certainty and longevity protection.
That's exactly it. And here's what I told Maria. You can eat your account balance. You can only spend income. But I'd rather see that 213,000 plus some guaranteed income streams than that 285 that's going to be a constant anxiety point for you. And you're going to be watching it run out.
Mm-hmm.
So again, she's got, like in shock, tears in her eyes. She said, I've been so scared. I thought I was going to end up burden on my daughter. Now I feel like I can breathe again. So look, people, that's what good planning does. So here's why Maria's story, everyone listening, okay? Let's go through. If you're 60 to 70 years old right now, 20 to 26 is your inflection point. The change hitting this year, the Medicare increases, the COLA erosion, the inflation persistent, market volatility, these aren't temporary blips. This is the new reality in your choice. Choice one, keep doing what you're doing. Hope. All right.
Yeah, hope ain't a plan.
Yeah, cross your fingers. Come on, 401k. Pray that the market cooperates. React to the problems as they happen.
Yeah, call your 401k guy and say, can you guarantee this will last me 30 years or 35 years? Watch what he says.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can implement the choice two, implement the 90-day rescue, build a restructured income plan, create a guarantee, eliminate the biggest risk. Now you're taking control. So obviously, we wouldn't be doing
Smart girl.
And 3 months from now, she's going to be completely in a different position than she was when she first of January. All right. So we spent the last 20 minutes walking through Maria's reality. And if you're listening to this and you're anywhere between 60 and 70, you're probably seeing yourself in her. 2026 changes aren't theoretical. They're not maybe coming. They're here.
Mm-hmm.
They've hit the bank account. Every day you wait to address this is a day your retirement plan is leaking money. Let's talk about what you need to do right now, whether you're a retiree like Maria or an advisor saving clients like her.
Kevin, before you get into to our calls to action here, can I just say something to the listeners?
Go ahead, Matt.
Look, I know we've thrown a lot at you today. Some of y'all are driving, may not have pens and pencils to do all this math. We've got Bob's story. We got Susan's nightmare. We've got Maria's 2026 wake-up call. This stuff is heavy. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed right now, that's actually a good sign. It means you're taking this seriously. But here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to close this podcast, feel anxious for a few days, then do nothing, because I've seen that happen. People get the information, they know something needs to change, but they freeze up because they don't know where to start. So Kevin's going to tell you exactly where to start, and it's a lot easier than you think.
Thanks, Matt. And you're absolutely right.
I tend to be.
Here's the truth, folks. The difference between people who thrive in retirement, people who struggle, isn't how much money they have. It's whether they have a plan, a real written, stress-tested plan, or are they just hoping it all works out. Maria had hope. Hope isn't a strategy. We say that all the time.
Yep.
But it's the next 90 days. Maria's building a real plan, and you can do it the same. So what do you do? If you're a consumer, if you're a Maria out there, or a Bob, or a Susan, or Susie was the other guy, right?
Yeah.
You're just someone in your 60s trying to figure out if your retirement plan is actually going to work. Here's your next step.
Or maybe you're somebody listening who has parents in that age range.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Go to planliferight.com. That's planliferight.com. When you land on that page, you'll see a button that says schedule your prosperity blueprint. Click it. Pick a time that works for you in the next 7 to 10 days. Here's exactly what's going to happen on that.
At first, we're going to look at your current income sources, Social Security, when you claimed or when you're planning to claim, pensions, if you have them, 401ks, IRA balances, or any other income streams. We want to map your current reality. Second, we're going to calculate your real expenses, not what you think you spend, what you actually spend. And it's usually more than what you think. Like about 90% of the time, it's more than what people think. Housing, healthcare, food, insurance, property taxes, the stuff that just keeps going up because you can't plan if you don't have accurate numbers. And then third, we're going to identify your gaps. Where's the shortfall? How big is it? Where are you pulling from volatile accounts when you should have guarantees? Where are you exposed to the sequence of return risk? And if your financial advisor hasn't mentioned the sequence of returns risk, get a new financial advisor. Right. Where are the taxes going to hit that you're not expecting? And then fourth, and this is the important part, we're going to show you multiple scenarios. What happens if you do nothing? What happens if you convert 100,000 into an income annuity? What happens if you delay Social Security maybe just a year or two? And what happens if we rebalance into our 3-bucket strategy? You'll see the numbers side by side. You're going to look at 3 different apples and you'll understand the trade-offs. You'll walk away knowing exactly what your best move is. And if you've already made all the best moves, we're going to be the first ones to tell you. And then finally, we're going to build that 90-day action plan. We call it a rescue plan. Not a someday plan, not a one-day plan. Hey, here's what you do this month, next month, and the month after for the rest of your life. That's the type of plan that we come up with.
Look, the consultation's free. It's no cost. There's no obligation. You're not going to get a hard sales pitch. Well, we're going to give you some clarity. You're going to understand where you stand and what your options are. What moves to make in the next 90 days. Protect yourself from what's happening to you in 2026 and beyond.
Yeah, folks, I've been in hundreds of these consultations. I've seen the relief on people's faces when they finally understand what's happening with their money. I think that education is what's usually missing from most of the financial conversations. They're not explaining why. They're just like, here's the numbers, here's the charts, here's your line graphs.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Next.
We want you educated. And, one guy told me, I've been stressed about this for 3 years. You just gave me a plan of 45 minutes that makes sense. And here's the thing, the people who come in early before the crisis hits, they have so many more options. Maria waited until this year when she saw her check go down. She's got options, but they're a lot more limited than if she'd come in 6 months ago or 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and you're not in crisis yet, if you're just planning ahead, you're in the best possible position. Don't wait until you're Maria in January. Be the person who plans in advance. PlanLifeRight.com. Schedule that this week.
Now, if you're a financial advisor listening to this and you need to hear me very clearly. Your clients are living Maria's story right now.
Mm-hmm.
They got their January Social Security deposit. They saw the numbers. They're confused. They're anxious, and they're looking for answers. The question is, are they going to call you, or are they going to find an advisor who can actually explain what's happening and show them the solutions? Because here's what I know. Most traditional advisors are not equipped to handle 2026. They're running the same portfolio models they've been running for 20 years.
That old 4% rule.
Exactly.
60-40 split and a 4% withdrawal rate.
Yeah.
God, we see it all the time.
Look, they're talking about diversification, rebalancing, and staying the course. But staying the course doesn't solve Maria's problems, does it? Maria doesn't need you to rebalance her 60-40 portfolio. She needs guaranteed income. She needs an inflation buffer. She needs tax-efficient distribution strategies. She needs someone that understands annuities, understands life insurance, understands Social Security optimization, and the Medicare plan. That's not your traditional financial planner that's
Right.
out there. That's the retirement income planning. And if you can't deliver it, you're going to lose clients in 2026. So here's what I want you to do, advisors. Go to advisorrescue.net right now. Advisorrescue.net. When you get there, schedule a strategy call with our team. Here's what we're going to show you. First, the 2026 Opportunity Playbook. We've already built the marketing materials, the client-facing presentations, the scripts you need to position yourself as an advisor who gets what's happening right now. You're going to be able to send an email to your client list. This week says, what this week says, here's what the 2026 Social Security Medicare changes mean for you, and here's what we're doing about it. It's instant differentiator. Second, that 3-bucket income system we talked about. This is the same framework we use with Maria. You're going to learn how to structure guaranteed income, gross assets, inflation buffers, so your clients actually have sustainable retirement plans. Not the Monte Carlo system, the simulations that fall apart in real markets, real plans with real protections. And then third, the product positioning that works. We're going to show you exactly how to present the annuities without triggering that the annuities are bad objections, how to position index universal life as an income bridge and tax-free distribution vehicle, and then how to explain why guarantees matter in 2026 and forever when volatility is high and rates are uncertain. And then fourth, our Social Security maximization strategy. Most advisors tell you to delay as long as possible. That's really not a strategy. That's just a slogan. We're going to teach you how to run the break-even analysis, how to build a bridge income if that's what works, so clients can afford to delay that, and how to optimize the spousal and survivorship. And fifth, look, we got live coaching, can happen on a case-by-case basis. Got monthly coaching if that's what you're looking for. This isn't a course you buy and forget about it. This is a partnership. We do live group training. We do one-on-one training. You bring in your actual client cases. We do this each and every day. We workshop those together. You get some feedback, some scripts, some accountability. This is hands-on implementation support, and I promise you it works. It's going to be a differentiator for you, the advisor. Look, we've got some training that starts here in March. We're going to cap it at 20 advisors. So if this is something you're looking for, some intensive coaching, not a webinar, here's what I'm going to promise you. You implement this system, you're going to close more cases. You're going to retain more clients and become the go-to advisor in your market for retirement income.
Yeah, how many advisors have had these conversations with a retiring couple who then referred their own children to the same financial advisor because they found themselves in crisis? One of our advisors got them out of it, and they said, I don't want my kids to even think about this. Talk to them now. Let's start getting this set up early.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get them prepared so they're not in our shoes.
Yeah, you want generational referrals? That's what our advisors are getting nowadays.
Yeah. In 2026, the advisors who win are going to be the ones who can solve the problems that traditional planning can't solve. AdvisorRescue.net. Schedule your strategy call today.
Yeah, Kevin, and I'll just add this for the advisors out there. Your competitors are either ignoring what's happening or they don't know how to address it. This is your window. We're standing right outside of it.
Yeah.
The advisors who move fast in quarter one, they're going to own their markets by quarter four. Don't let someone else become the retirement income specialist, the retirement guy in your area. That you want that to be you.
Yeah.
So go to advisorrescue.net, get the training, dominate your market. Like Kevin said, there's a button right there. Schedule a call. It'll probably be me that's calling you or one of our other wholesalers out here. We'll get you to the training. We'll get you scheduled for everything, and we'll show you how you can become the expert in your area with almost little to no effort, I'd say.
Yeah, that's right.
We take on a lot of the effort for you.
All right, folks. So look, we covered a lot of ground again in this 4-part series. We showed you Bob's $180,000 gap, what happens when you claim it 62 versus 70. We walked you through Susan's nightmare, how a $720,000 nest egg.
That was brutal.
Yeah, collapsed $340,000 because of 5 critical mistakes. Today, we broke down Maria's 2026 wake up call, what's happening right now to millions of retirees who thought they had a plan. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Your retirement doesn't have to be a crisis. It doesn't have to be full on anxiety, spreadsheets you don't understand, sleepless nights wondering if you're going to run out of money. With the right planning, real income planning, not just investment management, you can have certainty. You can have confidence. You can have peace of mind. And that's what Plan Life Right's all about. But whether you're a retiree who needs that prosperity blueprint, or you're an advisor who wants to deliver this level of service, the next move is yours. Don't wait, don't hope, don't assume it's all going to work out. This action's the next 90 days.
Yeah, Kevin, this has been powerful. I really hope people listening take this seriously and they make that call or make that click.
Yeah, me too, Matt. Me too. Look, thanks for sticking with us this whole series, everybody. We know it's been intense, but this stuff matters. It's your retirement. Your retirement matters. So I want everybody to remember, life happens fast. Plan your life right.